Hi everyone. Hi, welcome everyone to Road to Miss Grand International 2020 COVID episode. And today we have a guest, special guest from Miss Grand Guatemala 2020. So I can't wait to meet her. She's gorgeous and very beautiful. Hi everyone. Hi. So now I'm waiting for her. Hola. So welcome everyone to our show today, our live show. Hi, she's here now. Ivana Batchelor. Sorry. So I'm going to invite her to our live. Maybe it's connecting.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. But here is good evening, but it's fine. Good morning. How are you? Right? Maybe the connection is bad or something. Oh, I think something's wrong here, but I'll try to invite her. Sorry, something's wrong. Oh, there are a lot of people here.
There we are. I'm so sorry. We're having some connection issues.
Hi,
How are you? It's so great to be
Ivana
here.
Batchelor.
Thank
Good
you.
evening.
Yes,
Good
we're
evening. How
so
are you?
excited to be here with you. We're here starting off a new day in Guatemala, and I'm glad to be able to join you guys this evening and this live, and we're very excited for everybody to get to know us.
Oh, you're so cute and gorgeous.
Thank you.
Well, first things first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Erin. I'm the host for this show today. So nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
So first, I would like you to introduce yourself a little bit.
Well, of course, I'm Ivana Batchelor, proudly representing Guatemala in the event Miss Grand International 2020. I am 20 years old and I am a student of communications and also a translator.
Wow, you're a translator. I'm sorry, what
Yes,
languages?
English to Spanish is what I do. I have a dream of being able to learn thousands of other languages, but so far only English to Spanish.
Wow, hola. I
Hola,
can see a
mucho
little bit
gusto.
of Spanish. That's it. So how are you today?
Oh, we're doing amazing. It's a precious day here in Guatemala, and I'm so excited to be able to start out my day with you guys. So we're doing really
Ooh.
awesome.
Oh, it's my honor to be here, and I'm so excited to have a chance,
Thank you.
this opportunity to interview you. You're such, gorgeous, and I'm here for you, root for you.
Thank you.
Here
You're so
and
kind.
um, thank you, you too. So the first question I would like to ask you, um, what makes you different from the other competitors in this Miss Grand International?
Of course, we have a lot of amazing competitors this year. All of these women
Right.
are absolutely gorgeous. But I would say that one thing that sets me apart is my drive and my passion. Much further than just a physical appearance or a height on or weight on a scale. My heart and my passion and my drive are what set me apart. I really want to use this platform as a way to help change lives, to be able to reach people, and to be able to take this message of ending the war and violence to all communities. Because for me, ever since I was a child, that has been something so important.
That's beautiful. That's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
So the other question is, what is Miss Grand for you?
For me, Miss Grand is an opportunity for us women to be able to show our strengths, to raise our voices, to stand up that surround us for the children, for all people in our communities, because we are ones who are going to stand up for peace, for change. So for me, Miss Grand is a platform for us to achieve our dreams and to change our
So I'm
futures.
from Thailand, so I would like to. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's beautiful. So I'm sorry, maybe the connection is bad, I think. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, so I'm from Thailand, so I would like to ask you some questions about Thailand. Okay,
Of course.
so the first question about Thailand is, what do you think of Thailand?
Oh my gosh, I have seen so much about Thailand. It is the most amazing country. Your culture is so
Mm.
precious. The people, it's known as the land of a thousand smiles. I have not seen a negative thing about Thailand, and I am so excited to go see it in person, to be able to
Mm.
experience your culture, your people. I think it's an absolutely beautiful country.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so generous to Thai people. And what tourist attraction do you want to visit in Thailand?
Oh, can I say all of them? I don't think there's enough time for me to be able to be
Yes,
in
you can.
Thailand because there's so many things to do. The thing that has caught my eye the most is your temples. They're so gorgeous. The
Mm-hmm.
architecture, the history that they tell, it is absolutely incredible. And those are the things that excite me the most.
Oh, yes, thank you so much. So the temple in Thailand is very unique and very famous too. So what about in your country, Guatemala? Do you have any places to recommend for the tourists?
Well, of course, I've always said that in Guatemala we have a little bit of everything. Anybody who comes here can find something to enjoy because we have some of the most amazing natural wonders of the world. You can find one of the world's most
Mm.
beautiful lakes, El Agua Titilan. You can also find Mayan ruins like the Tikal and so many other places in churches that were built centuries ago. And it's just, there's so much to see here too.
Mm. Also, I've heard a lot of I've heard that your country has um, volcanoes and also like
Yes,
unique coffee too.
we do. Guatemala is a land that has so many volcanoes. We are in the ring of fire of the world. And from any
Mm.
window, you can look out and see incredible views. And as you said, we are also
Mm.
exporters of coffee. Because of the altitude of Guatemala, our level above the sea, we have land
Mm.
rich for growing coffee, and also the volcanic ash that we have in our earth
That's
helps
awesome.
fertilize it to give it such a unique and delicious flavor.
I would love to go there one day.
Oh, we'd be so happy to have you. We hope that you can come. It's an incredible place. You'll absolutely love it.
Thank you. So the next question is a little bit serious, but I would love to hear your attitude and
Of course.
your point of view towards this. What do you think about the word maturity?
I think
Maturity.
maturity is a word that we have so many times misinterpreted, because a lot of people think that maturity is related to your age, when really it can come with age, but I feel like it's more about your experience, your drive, your passion. Um, I believe it's what defines us as no longer thinking of just ourselves, of no longer just thinking of the situation we're living in, if not considering how one action can have repercussions in several other facets, and how with our lives we can make differences, and being aware and taking action in that. So I really do think that maturity is something that comes through experience, that comes through growth,
That's
instead of just age.
That's beautiful. It's not about just only the age, right?
Exactly.
It's about doing the things for the world too.
Yeah.
Okay, so how would Miss Grand International empower women in 21st century
You know, so many
in
people
your
have
opinion?
criticized beauty pageants for being something that destroys a woman's power, you know, that it knocks us down, that it diminishes us. Whereas when you see pageants, specifically like the Miss Grand International pageant, you see that they're creating a place for us to express ourselves as business women, because really that's what we are. They're giving us a brand, which is our country, and allowing us to represent it, to come and proud and meaningful way, and also giving us a way to get our dreams to be heard, you know, where we can say, I want to achieve this goal, I will be this person, and really opening our doors to areas where many people would have previously not allowed us. So I think they're giving us an amazing platform, and that's how they empower women.
That's interesting. So, right now, there are many sexual harassment cases against male and female kids, affecting the kids drastically. As an adult, what would you do to solve this problem?
Yeah, I think one very important thing that we have to do is educate people. You know, we have seen for many times that there has been a certain taboo when it comes to talking about these things to children, because we feared, we have to wait till they're older till they can understand before we talk about these things. But we're seeing that so many adults are taking advantage of their innocence in that sense to hurt them. So I believe that we need to find a way to educate them in a parameter that is appropriate for their age and their mindset, so that they can understand what's going on and also protect themselves. And of course, us as adults, we have to take action and create safe zones for these children, because if we also have to protect them as much as they have to be aware of what's going on.
Right. I agree. Oh, that's beautiful. I love
Thank
hearing
you.
your answers.
Thank you so
Okay, so
much.
according to the woman, you're welcome. According to the woman, the past question, which was about women, right? And the violence. So many women were abused and assaulted by their husbands. One day, they killed their husbands to protect themselves, and many women were sent to jail for this. What is your opinion on this, and why?
This is such a hard topic, because even in my country, in every country we see this, that there's a lot of abuse towards women. And as you say, many of them have been criticized for when they take actions, for when they defend themselves. I think that it's so complicated to be able to pass judgment on it when one does not live it themselves. I think that self-defense is always okay, that it's something that we have a right to do. I try to avoid violence and hurting others in any time I can. But when somebody's putting your life at risk, I believe that
Self-defense.
is also a point where you have to say, I'm protecting my life. And I think that to be able to avoid this issue, we really need to hit it at its core, which is the giving women their voice before they're in this situation, allowing women to speak up for themselves, to defend themselves before they're actually in danger. Because it's impossible to say, yes, this is okay, or no, it's not okay, when somebody's life is in the balance, you know?
So you mean self-defense is okay in this situation, and it's okay for women, right? And
Exactly.
it's important to have a voice, and they might be like some platforms for them to use to voice themselves for this problem.
Yes, you know, we've seen so many organizations nowadays standing up for women, creating phone calls or secret messages that you can do, calling different operators so that they can send help so that you don't have to get to that point. And I think any situation where you can find a way of avoiding the violence is always going to be better, you know.
Right. Avoiding violence is good.
It's
We have to do
essential.
that.
Yes.
Right. So the reason why we have to go live in this Instagram because of COVID-19. We all know this. Okay. And during this pandemic, how do you cope with, how can I say, deal with COVID-19 and protect yourself? And what advice would you give to your friends, family, or everyone?
COVID-19 really came to knock us off our feet. It was something that none of us were prepared for, none of us were expecting to have to face. Luckily nowadays we're starting to figure out our new normal, the measures that we're going to keep. You know, here in Guatemala, we all have to wear our face masks, which I think is an essential thing for your protection, not just of yourself, but for others. And, you know, constantly washing your hands, being very conscious of everything that you're doing, you know. I think that we all have to be very aware of not just ourselves, but of others, because our health might be fine, but our neighbor, our sister, our brother, our grandparents, you know, they might be more at the risk of it. Luckily, here in Guatemala, we have been really growing through this. We have managed to make our way out of this pandemic and the critical moments, and we're starting to really grow and come out of it. And so I think it's awesome that we're finally reaching a new normal.
Right. So how do you do to prevent yourself? Like your new normal lifestyle.
You know, of course, I always go out with my mask on, always my mask, taking care. You know, every time I come home, you
Right.
know, washing your hands, changing clothes, avoiding spending too much time outside, because, you know, it's sometimes hard to stay inside all the time because, you know, you get bored, you want to go out, you want to have fun. But we really need to be careful about being in areas that are very full of people. You know, if you're in a very crowded mall or something and you don't have to be there, it's best for you to step out to go home. When we are at restaurants, you know, we try to find places that have an outside area, like a patio area, so that there's less air contamination, and that way we're protecting ourselves too.
So we hope COVID will disappear soon.
Yes, well, you know, it's very likely that it's something that's always going to be in our lives. It's always going to be part of our communities. It's going to be like the common cold now. But it's very important for us to learn how to protect ourselves. And once we do have to face this, if we do end up getting sick, giving the opportunity to the doctors to be able to truly give us the correct care and the dedication needed to it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing answer.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And let's move to the next topic, which I really want to listen to, because a lot of people were being, bullied according to their tone skins, their faces, their races, or something. So
But if you experience yourself, if you win the title and you get bullied and criticized that you don't deserve this crown, and what would you do to handle this? And are you going to prove it or give up the title?
You know, since I was young, have suffered with a lot of discrimination and bullying. It was something that was always present in my life.
Really?
I always stood out from the crowd. You know, I was much taller than all of my friends, my classmates. I'm a lot more
You're
lighter skin
beautiful.
tone than everybody else. Thank you. And it was something that was
Uh,
very challenging for me. And as I've gone through life, as I've gone through these things, I came to realize that there's no need to prove yourself to the rest of the world. Your actions are what prove your worth. And if I were to win this title, which that would be an absolute dream, and people criticized me for it, I wouldn't feel the need to have to go out of my way to say, I deserve this title because of this, this, and this, because all of my actions, all of my hard work and my sweat, my blood, and my tears have been left on that stage. And it's going to be evident to those who look that it was something that I truly earned. And everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I know that
right.
as you are loved by some, you'll be hated by others. So I think you just have to learn to really love yourself and be confident in yourself, and then let the other people follow.
That's right. We have to be confident in ourselves. And I agree with you. Totally agree with you. Thank you so much. And oh my gosh, I love your answers so much. And the next question is, mm, what do you think of the saying, human equality doesn't exist?
You know, it is it's very challenging to really say whether equality exists or does not exist, because
Mm,
you have to take in consideration so many different factors, because there's equality in race and gender, and culture, even generational equality, because as we can even see, children and senior citizens are not treated the same as your middle-aged people. And it's very hard because we all have our perception of what somebody can achieve. You know, everybody has their perception of a woman can do this, whereas a man can do this. And it's something that has been
really
taught
bad.
to us since we were children. I mean, since the beginning of all our times, you know, since the beginning of mankind, this has been something that's going on.
Mm,
And I think for this to
mm,
truly change, for us to truly start to see the equality, we have to decide that we're more than just a capability according to what our body says. We just have to be very open, very accepting, and to not pass judgment prior to knowing somebody. Because it's so easy to see somebody and say, well, they're just a child, they'll not understand. Or, well, they're a man, they can't understand the difference
yeah.
between this shade of pink and this shade of pink, you know? Because even in simple things like that, we pass criticism. And so I do definitely think that we're still struggling with equality in our lives, but that we're finally starting to take the first good steps towards changing this.
I agree. So we have to respect the other parties, right?
Yes.
So we all have different capabilities, right? I agree with you. So, hmm so there's someone's comments in this live say that you don't have to prove to the rest of the world because your action is your proof. Ivana Batchelor, Miss Grand Guatemala 2020. This is a touching word.
Thank
Touching
you.
sentence. Yes, love these sentences too. A lot of people are watching it right now. Also, let's move to the other topic, which is about LGBTQ. So, yeah, I've got a lot of friends who are LGBTQ in my countries too. So what do you think of LGBTQ people who get discriminated? If you are involved in the situation when the LGBT people get bullied, what would you do to help?
I stand up for respect, love for all, no matter what your life choice may be, no matter what our differences are. Every human deserves love, compassion, and respect. Whenever I'm in a situation and there's somebody being bullied for this, I stand up for them. I do not think it is okay in any situation for people to be bullied or treated poorly for anything. And so I really do stand up for love and respect for all people.
Right. So we have to stand up for all, I'm gonna say, for all sexes, for all people in this world. I
Exactly.
agree with
Because
you.
I don't think we should really categorize. I think that it's very important that we start viewing everybody as human, Everybody has different choices, I can choose to dye my hair pink or dye my hair blue, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm a human. That doesn't change the fact that I deserve respect. My choices may be different than somebody else's.
That's beautiful. That's right. Mm. So, so in this world, as we see the news from around the world, we have seen like the violence and the conflict around the world too. Between the conflict and violence, what needs to be fixed first, in your opinion?
Well, I think this is a very interesting question because to me, conflict and violence go hand in hand. They're both centered in the same emotion, they're both centered in the same pain and the same struggles in a community. And I think that instead of viewing them as two separate things, we need to view them as different branches of a same problem. And that problem comes back to being the fear of failing. It comes back to being egocentrical, the desire of the best for only oneself. And I think that's where we need to start attacking these issues. We need to start looking at it as okay, well, I want to do good, not just for me, not just for my country, but for the world, for everybody. And start really putting effort into changing my lifestyle to help others instead of attacking others for my self-gain. And I think if you attack that main thing, that central problem, then violence and conflict will both vanish.
I love the way that you say that. Do not do things for your own self, not only your friends, your people, but also the world too. That's
Yes.
that's amazing. Okay, so there are a lot of people commenting, crowns, crowns, crowns. So proud, Guatemala, Bella. So Bella means beautiful, right?
Yes, Bella means beautiful in Spanish.
Oh, Bella, Bella.
Yeah, you have a very
Okay.
good Spanish accent.
I just, I can speak only like hola, that's it.
Oh,
Hola, and
well,
also Bella too.
that's a very good start. I'm learning a little bit of Thai. I have a couple of words that I know,
Oh,
but
do you want to
we're
learn
getting
Thai?
there.
I can
Oh,
teach
I
you
would
some
love
Thai.
to. I absolutely love Thai. I think it's a beautiful language.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a little bit hard, but you can learn. So if you want to say สวัสดีค่ะ it means hello. You want to try? สวัส
Sure.
ดีค่ะ
Sawadika.
Oh, that's so cute. ส
Thank
วัส
you.
ดีค่ะ You're
Sawadika.
welcome. And yeah. So ขอบคุณค่ะ means thank you.
Okay. Kokunka.
Oh, you have the accent. You have the
Thank
accent
you
too.
so much.
Right. Okay. So, the next question, we got a lot of questions to ask, but you do it amazingly, you know.
Oh,
And
thank you.
the next question is, mhm, so what would you say to those people who are saying that beauty pageant or pageant competition is ridiculous?
I believe that everybody has a right to their opinion. I know beauty pageants aren't for
Mm-hmm.
everybody because this is something that for those of us who love it, it's absolutely incredible. But many people, just like
Mm-hmm.
sports, have their thing and they have their likes and their dislikes. But I believe that if you view beauty pageants in the modern generation, in our day-to-day life nowadays, that they're really not ridiculous. If you look past just the competition points and you look at how they're really pushing women to strive for their intellect, for their education, for public speaking, for being able to
Mm-hmm.
represent and express themselves in a way that is professional, I think that you can truly see something incredible because I know ever since I started my journey in beauty pageants, I have grown to be much stronger, much more confident, and to really see the importance and how much power my words have in a community.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. So, what about some people have different, how can I say, opinions, right? Towards show what like competition, maybe it's beauty queen or maybe it's something that they don't like. And what if people think about 24/7 beauty queen? What do you think about this word?
Well, I think this it's a little complicated on that sense because we talk about a
Mm-hmm.
beauty queen, people see it almost as if it's just a thing that you do for fun. It's like if you were acting, if it was just a
Mm-hmm.
little part of your life. But really, to truly be a beauty queen
Mm-hmm.
isn't just an act that we're doing on stage. It comes from the heart. It's something that you're born with, it's something that you are. And for me, a beauty queen is somebody who really is wanting to make a difference, a woman who is a example to be followed by all generations. I would put beauty
Mm-hmm.
queens in the same points as also female CEOs, that can
Mm-hmm.
inspire others. So I do believe that a true beauty queen is always a beauty queen. Now, of course, we're not always going to be glammed up with the hair and the makeup and the
Mm.
high heels, but a beauty queen isn't just your exterior, it's your heart, it's your drive, and it's your passion.
I love it. That's right. Beauty queen is not just about like a person, but it's about the heart too. I agree
Exactly.
with it. Hmm. It's like my like how can I say the purchase time for me to have the chance to interview you today. So now let's move on to the section that we're going to read the comments from the fans. So if you guys have any comments, you can comment below, and then if you have any questions to ask Ivana Batchelor, Miss Grand International, Miss Grand Guatemala 2020, you can ask here below. Yeah. So there are a lot of people watching you right now.
I know. Thank you so
From
much for
Thailand
everybody
too.
who's watching.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about your career. So you're a translator, right?
Yes, I am a English to
Mm-hmm.
Spanish translator. For me, being able to speak several languages has something that's always been important. I think it's an amazing tool to have in life
Hmm.
because it allows communication to so many different people groups because you limit yourself so much by only speaking one language. And that's one of the reasons
That's
that I
right.
have this drive to want to learn more is so that I can not have those barriers no matter where I am.
Oh, that's right. Me too. So I'm also learning English too right now. So sorry if I made some mistakes, but
Oh, your
I'll try
English
my
is
best to interview you.
amazing.
Thank you. So I agree that two languages is like, a window that opens our opportunity and the world.
Definitely.
And there is a question from Mao Moscura. He says, which country do you think is stronger for the Miss Grand International crown?
Well, absolutely every single girl who is competing in this pageant is gorgeous. There are some incredible women going this year, and I definitely do see a lot of girls that have a potential to win the Miss Grand International crown with not just their beauty, but their intelligence, their intellect. I think that both in Latin America and Asia, there's going to be a lot of competitors, but I think that my biggest competition is myself because I think I'm the one who is going to decide whether I allow myself to truly give all of me on that stage or not.
Nailed it. Nailed it. So, um, the most thing that you have to win is your heart, yourself, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's right. There are a lot of people saying you're very intelligent, beautiful.
Oh, thank
I
you.
agree. Perfect for the town. So there are a lot of fans for you. So I see a lot of not only Guatemala fans, but also Thai fans and many countries fans are here rooting for you.
Oh, thank you so much. Really, this has been one of the most incredible parts of my journey is seeing how
Mm-hmm.
so many people have come together to encourage me, to give me love through all of this, which was something so unexpected because Guatemala doesn't have a very long-standing history in beauty pageants. And so I
Yeah.
had a concern that once again, it was going to be a struggle for Guatemala's name to be heard internationally. But we came out and the world just accepted us. So many people have just brought us in and have been really encouraging and loving and supporting. And I do not have the words to thank everybody for that because they really are inspiring me to work even harder every single day to be able to reach this goal.
That's why you've got so many fans.
Thank
Oh.
you.
Okay. So the next question is from Hex Home. He's asking that. Do you think what kind of person that Miss Grand International should be?
I think that the next Miss Grand International needs to be a woman who is very outspoken, very confident, who is truly showing the fact that we're no longer going to stand up for injustice in the world, that we're no longer going to stand up for violence, but that we're going to do it in a very peaceful, elegant, and loving way. That we're going to take a stand, but without violence. Because a lot of people recently, when they try to speak up, they always stand up and speak out with actions and attacking. And I do not think that that's the correct way of doing it. So I think the next Miss Grand International is going to be a spokesperson for change, but peaceful change.
Peaceful change. I love that. I agree. Yeah. The next question from Miss Indonesia. Who inspires you the most to compete at beauty pageants?
Oh, I have so many inspirations, but my biggest inspiration in life, the person who has really pushed me and to be the best version of myself is my mother. She always told us
Ah,
since I was little that we need to strive to be the best version of ourselves, that we should always aim for the stars and never give up, that nothing is too big or too little if that's what our heart desires. And through this journey, she has been by my side absolutely every single second of the way. And every time that I get
Oh,
tired or I get frustrated or that I want to throw in the towel, she's the one there saying, no, you can do this. This is your dream. This is your goal. You got this. Just keep fighting. And
oh,
that's what has inspired me to really not give up on my dreams.
oh, that's so cute and warm. So she's like your power.
Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she is my
So,
strength.
is is your role model too?
Yes, definitely. You know, my mother has been so incredible raising us and everything, teaching us to always give back to our communities because since I can remember, I have been helping and doing social projects in my community.
Yeah.
And they really have
Oh,
inspired me to not think of myself, but to think of others, which has been something that has really guided my life.
that's beautiful. And I heard that you have like a project for the community. So what is that? Can you
Yes,
share
you
it?
know, during this COVID-19 time, one of the things that we focused on was helping those who ended up in a lot of need because, you know, as many people, they lost their jobs, they weren't able to have a economical ability to provide for their families with food. So we would take bags that had basic food needs, enough for a week or two to each family, and give it to them so that they didn't have to have that worry. Because we saw so many people fighting, so many people that had struggles in this time.
I
And
agree.
but we really wanted to give, even if it was just a little bit, we wanted to give back to these people so that COVID-19 wouldn't destroy their lives, but that would help them grow as a family.
That's beautiful. That's right. hmm So a lot of people are having a hard time. So that's why you
Definitely.
do like a project to help them too in the community. Yeah.
Yes.
So the other question is from your fan too, who's asking, what is your biggest challenge to compete in the pageant?
My biggest challenge, as I had mentioned previously, is myself. You know, I've always said that I'm
Mm.
somebody who is a very much a perfectionist. I like to do things 100%.
Mm.
I want it to be amazing. I don't want to
Oh,
let
really?
anybody down. And so I sometimes, because of this, put a lot of pressure on myself. And I kind of like block myself mentally sometimes because I'm afraid of failing or letting down. So I think that's my biggest
Mm.
challenge is the getting past my mind and saying, no, you know what? I can do this because I can do this and I don't have to fear about what the outcome's going to be.
Mm. So you said that you're like a perfectionist, right?
Yes, I like doing
So
everything 100%.
mm, I think that it has like both negative and advantages too. Yeah.
It
But you
definitely
show
does.
me like all the good thing here.
Yeah,
You can do
because
it perfectly.
it helps you a lot because it means that you never leave things half done. It means that you're never gonna just kind of do something or that you're not
Like do
gonna,
our best in everything.
yes, that you're always gonna give your all in every situation. And so it does help you in these types of activities because it gives you that drive to really devote yourself.
Mhm. That's right. So do our best. Um, yeah, I agree. And from Victoria, she said, "Can you share with us something about Guantanamo, your hometown?" What is that? I'm sorry.
Quetzaltenango.
Guantanamo.
Yes. Uh,
I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Correct me if
No, you're good. You're good. Quetzaltenango is my hometown,
Thank
and it
you.
is absolutely gorgeous. It's actually in a valley
Oh.
surrounded by mountains, and so you look around, and there's always a mountain to be looking at. And it's known as the cradle of
Mhm.
culture in Guatemala because it's a place where several different Mayan communities came together to create a culture. So you have a little bit of everything from
Oh, that's
different
wonderful.
Mayan communities, and it is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful.
Can you give me some example of the culture that you have?
Well, yes, of course, we have several different Mayan communities, and they each
Oh,
have a
Mayan
little
community.
bit of their own traditions, whether it be through their food, through certain activities that they do. And throughout the years, they have come and they have merged together. So now we have a very special type of culture in Sheila that distinguishes us from the rest of the country. For example, you can see it in our food. We have what we call our bache, which in
Wow.
other areas of Guatemala is very, very different. But in our city, it's a potato-based food that is wrapped in a banana leaf and steamed. And it's very delicious, but very unique to our city.
It makes me feel so hungry right now.
I know. Talking about food always makes me hungry, but I'm so passionate, especially about our typical foods here, that I you never seem
That's
to
right.
stop talking about it.
That's right. So, there's one question. I think it's gonna be like it's kind of like a last question. From Maria Guzmani. She said, "Have you ever competed in other beauty pageant before?" Pageant before.
Yeah, this Miss Grand International is going to be my first international beauty pageant competition, which is something that's really exciting for me. It's a brand new experience, which I am ready to face head on, and I'm preparing a lot for. I have participated in other minor beauty pageants here in my country at a national level,
Yeah.
but this will be my first international pageant.
Oh, finger crossed.
I know, fingers crossed. I would love for this to be my first
I've
and my
heard
victorious.
I heard that you're just 19, right?
Well, I
You're just
just turned
19.
20. In October, I turned 20. But I am still very young, which is
Oh.
something that a lot of people have criticized me on because they have said that because of my age, I would not have the maturity or the knowledge
Mm.
or the ability to be able to truly represent properly my country at an international level, which is something that I am excited to be able to demonstrate that your age does not affect how you can do
Right.
a certain
Mm.
activity. And so, though I am still very young at only 20 years old, I am so excited to be able to
Mm.
represent my country.
Right. So you're 20, but you're so mature in my opinion. Mm.
Thank you. I will
According to
have to
your
say that.
attitude and everything.
Thank you so much. Yes, definitely growing up and serving and starting to do so many things at a young age. I started modeling when I was 14. I've been working in my community since I was a child. Those
Ah,
things
yeah.
definitely formed my character and helped me to grow and to be able to mature beyond my age and to be prepared for this moment.
I've seen a lot of your videos, that you can walk very, gorgeous.
Oh,
I
thank you
love
so
that so much.
much.
So how did you learn that?
Well,
How did you
I'm
learn that?
very thankful to have had so many amazing teachers, and currently I am in obviously preparation, intense preparation for this pageant. So I have an incredible team behind me that is helping me learning from how to walk, the poses, for pictures, how to do my hair and makeup, all of these different things that my organization has so graciously
Mm.
given me these amazing teachers that are so well prepared.
So you make up yourself?
Yes, I actually do my own hair and makeup. It's a passion of mine too. I think it's so much fun and I just really enjoy doing it.
Oh my God. You look beautiful and you can,
Thank
like do it
you.
yourself, and that's amazing.
Thank
Oh.
you so much.
How long does it take to ask this question?
Well, it depends on the day because I always say it depends on how much sleep I got. Because if I'm really tired, sometimes it takes me a little bit longer. but I can normally get myself ready in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Wow, you're so talented.
Thank
Okay, so
you.
I think it's gonna be the last question really. So I think this one is really interesting. He's asking from his home, do you think women are giving the same opportunities as men in our country?
Well, in my country, we still definitely see that there's a dividing line between men and women. It's something that I have seen firsthand through my sisters, who they are working in the careers of architecture and engineering. And I can see that they haven't been given the same opportunity as men because they're criticized that as women, they don't have the same intellect in mathematics and in sciences as men do. So sadly, we do not have that, which is something that I really would love to change because I think it's something very important to have. And so I think slowly we are getting to a better place because we're starting to be more aware of it. We're starting to really see the fact that this isn't working. There are right. And so to be able to well, I'm so happy to have everybody here with us. I'm so sorry that we're losing connection. I can't hear you right now. That was finally back.